Hello people, Cretaceous Breaks here, and I just came back from Japan and got all of this stuff here, mostly for good deals and basically one that just retail prices, but I'll tell you which one. And I don't have a stupid stand for me to use for it, so I'm gonna struggle with all of this, and I'm gonna struggle with all of this, and plus I had to go in very close because it's unfortunate. Yeah, I really don't have a stand, so I have to do very close. So I'm gonna try my hardest to make sure you get everything. I'll move things aside. So let's start with the first. I got the same 1954 Godzilla right here. This one I definitely got it just for sake of repaint, the older one, because this one right here have straight. Surprisingly, this one has straight eyes, a bit straighter than the first version my sister got me, and the spine for this one, the second one, it has fully colored spines, while mine has a bit of gray still, like it's incomplete. So I don't know what is up with the paintwork for that. I got a capsule Godzilla 2000 chibi, which I think is just adorable and it's like also cool at the same time. I think it's got to do with the eyes that makes it look ferocious. And then I got the capsule spine. Like at first I took the Carnotaurus, and when I shined a light on it, I saw a green one, and I knew it's a spinal, and I just have to have it. The Carnotaurus details looks very nice, and this is from Bandai, and I honestly really would like to see the more accurate Bandai version of the dinosaurs. It would be cool. Now, at first right here, the mouth was warped, and then I almost accidentally closed it where the teeth was like pushed in, which caused damage, but thankfully it didn't do a lot, and I made sure to take care of that. The head is on ball joint and it can move left and right a bit because of the skull, and even the tiniest arms can move just a bit, and I'm pretty sure it's on a ball joint, but I really don't want to move too much, otherwise it's so small and I don't want to break it. The tail is on a ball joint, like double. Same with the legs, can go out surprisingly very much, and the ball joint right here, so you can do this one and can do like this. Now I'm gonna move them aside because I want to save the space for the Holy Grail, for my personal opinion. For my personal opinion, that I think is a Holy Grail that I found in Japan. Now this Spinosaurus right here, I just love the colors. The green looks very crocodile-like, and you do get the orange and yellow sail that is like a gradient that makes it fade in, which makes it so nice. And this one also have a bit of an issue with the Carno, that the mouth is a little bit warped, so I had to close his mouth and make sure I got every teeth not be in the way. Now this one is definitely the same as the Carnotaurus, but this one right here, do not push too much, otherwise you'll pop it. The Spino, surprisingly, this one has so much range on this neck, like can move down much, up not much because it's a skull, and plus it's like a very big head, but you can turn around. And this one has like the same, it has the same like joint thing, can spread very wide, can move the leg, but it can move the leg like this. The arms are ball joint also, although this one doesn't have painted nails, or more like claws, but it does. I don't think it matters to me because this is just very nice, and it's very easy to look away for this one, but yeah, it's definitely very nice. And then these are the second-hand stores Raptors, and one thing, I only got this once because I not only want to repaint some of them to make it a bit like the This one I'm definitely gonna make it a bit like the first Jurassic Park Raptor. And this two right here, one of them, this is the one that come with a plastic wrapper. That's $3.30 I spent. And it's still in a good condition, except there's probably some scratch marks. Even this one is the same. Have like a little bit of some markings, I don't know, but it's right here, for example. You can't see well on camera, but it's really right in front of my face. But I only got it just for a repaint. And then this one is a sealed one. That is the one from the box. And it looks pretty good until you look at the side and it has over bleeding paint on the teeth. Guess it looks like I'm gonna repaint it. And since this one is in a box, it comes with this tree. And I don't know what type of tree to call this for prehistoric times. Because this one almost looks like a tree rather than like a branch. But who knows how this one basically will look in prehistoric times. And then right here we got the Triceratops. Yeah, the Schleich Triceratops. I got the official one and it was like $17 and it is still very good. I still think it's one of the better Schleich's dinosaur figurines, because this one looks a bit like the Jurassic Park Triceratops. And then I got this set right here. I haven't seen this in Singapore. I'm not sure if they'll ever get it, but this one I got it for a discount that was done, summer discount basically. So I got it a bit cheaper than the retail price. This one I spent for like around $21.30, like $21.30 in Singapore money, which honestly, the Rex this, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but I think it's called the Mortem Rex. Yeah, Mortem Rex, that's what I call it. Its details is actually quite nice for Takara Tomy standards, and I like how it doesn't look like a reuse mold. It looks brand new, like the body right here and the bottom jaw right here. Even the head is new. It might be possibly the same as the Rexy, the standard pose, but here is like a new joint system where it's just like just goes left and right, a bit like how to say like the shark's joint right here for the tail. And I'm honestly not sure how to feel about it. Like both of these joints here like have their pros and cons, and this one you can move up and down. But yeah, it definitely does give Godzilla vibes of it, but with a more T-Rex head. So yeah, I do think it's pretty cool. And then you do get I probably should stop with the den right here. You get the Gen 2 Tyrannosaurus Rex. And one thing I do find it odd is that I don't know if it's my copy or that's just how it is, but it's quite asymmetrical right here. The head area. Like, you see there's an eye right here and then there's this very curve right here. But then when you turn the other side, it's like the jaw right here is like less curvy and more slightly straight. And maybe the jaw right here is a bit different, but the eye right here is a bit misprinted on, or more like mispainted over. But the thing is that when I face at the front, it's like very straight on for the painted eyes. And I noticed that the eye socket, the shape right here, is like a bit higher than the right side. So I don't know if this is just how the Rex old model is, like asymmetrical, that it looks a bit like different from each side. So maybe that's why the eye is like painted on it differently. But right here, I do think I like the colors, even though it's like not much to it, but it does fit The old Rexy model does fit the whole the I don't know how to pronounce his name again for the Jurassic World Alive game model normal T-Rex, and you can move the legs right here. It does fit the whole model, so I don't really blame them for reusing the model. And here is also the second-hand GMK Godzilla. Get the camera out. Now this one I definitely say is very nice. I spent $17, and $17 is quite worth a good deal, honestly. It's definitely not accurate to its suit model, but it's honestly still pretty good. And this one right here, the tail support is kind of needed because this is supposed to how it looks, and without the tail support he would just go a bit lower. So I wanted to put it on right here just for that. But I definitely say the details is quite nice for such a small monster roar attack. That's what they call it for the Ben Presto. So this is definitely, I definitely do say the tail is like very, very long compared to the suit, but it's still, I definitely say it's very nice. So I'm gonna put this aside. And I should mention that I haven't built this one yet, but this one I'm definitely gonna build it after this video, and I'll post it. Sorry. Now and I also got this Mountain Fuji Godzilla -1. It's like kind of cool, like how it's basically like a reference to it. The color right here. This one I only got $11.90, which is like $12. I do like the transparent blue right here, and surprisingly this one has like tail movement right here. I thought it's gonna be glued, and then I only have the arms move. But yeah, I do apologize that the camera, like, I don't have the space for the table, and I don't have the camera stand. I basically use my phone to do it. But yeah, this is pretty cool, and I'll be right back. So this one right here is the one I first reached to Japan. I got the Godzilla store. This the Space Godzilla I mentioned, like, for my previous video. I thought I'd give it a bit of a proper look at it with a better lighting and a better set. But yeah. Yeah, I do apologize, there's not a lot of space right here. And basically, gonna do the same for Megalon. Although, during the packing right here, unfortunately, the drill right here are a bit warped, so it's not really straight. But you can see like better details, and it does missing the red color on it, like the non-wing version, but it is a price to pay for such beautiful stuff right here, especially the wings and even the details on the orange parts. Sorry. So this is a close-up detail, and I tried my hardest to show it. And then I said it, then again, we got this Ben Presto 1954 Godzilla, which this is also second-hand store, but I got it for like $34, and it's together with the GMK Godzilla, which then later for the other second-hand stores it was much cheaper, and I just regret it kind of, because this statue for $35, I'm quite mixed on it, honestly. It's a bit of a soft vinyl, and you can move his legs slightly, but the arms right here are glued, so I don't think I can move its arms or even the stuff like that. But I really do like the model itself because I definitely prefer this one over the movie monster series. It just have a better proportions and de- details slightly, and it also has the front facing stare of a bit of goofy eyes. Just nice. Even the spines, I definitely say is much better than the movie monster series, and the fact they keep this black and white rather than having a yellow teeth or something like that. So, go. And I basically got myself this sticker just to place for my desktop. And right over here is I have the Shin Godzilla, and I got this at the discount store for $27.70. And I got this Kiryu right here. This one was the second-hand store for $20. They're both worth it. I just have to have it. But let's first take a look at Shin Godzilla and the details for the what they call it, the Godzilla action figures series. I think that's what they call it. But there's also a new packaging called the Godzilla Rampage. So I don't know what to call this line anymore. But this Shin Godzilla right here is very, very nice. The details are pretty good, but it's definitely not like very sharp like the necker, but it's definitely have good details that are good enough. It's like have a bit of like right here is a little bit like like very high quality, and this is like low res. I look at Shin Rob Jira videos, yeah, but I do like it very much more than the necker because it has a better head proportions. Like I do like how you can open its mouth very wide because this top head is on a ball joint. You can position a little bit. You can position it just the tiniest bit so he can be looking a bit left and right. Just the tiniest bit. You got a ball joint at the neck right here. The arms only move not really 360 degrees because I don't want to force it out. They're a little bit softer rubber, and I think it might be a tiniest bit of ball joint because you can move it out and in a bit. The legs can do the split, like the more like a decent spread, more like. Then it moves up like this, kind of like how a little bit of necker does. This one bends this much, and this one is the usual joint like Graveltech that you have to turn around if you want to go left or right. This one is like up and down joint. More like it's now in a position now you can move up and down and not sideways because of it. And then you got a ball joint at the tail and ball joint this one here. And right here I should mention the details is definitely like not very detailed for the tip tail, but I guess because it's somewhat a kid's toy, you don't get the skull face, but you can just see like a silhouette a little bit. Like you just see just a little bit like this is an eye socket and this is its teeth. Then the rest right here is just a blob. So yeah, I definitely say this is a very nice Shin Godzilla, and it is worth getting at the discount I got right here. And then we got Kiri right here, and this is just a definite improvement over the first one. It has better details, and I like the silver color that's not very bright, and it is its own sculpt rather than the first one having the looks like they took like the bigger version. I forgot how big was that one of the previous Bandai America Kiryu, and then it shrunk down and add joints. You got like a better head sculpt right here, and I love how you can close its mouth almost, and basically he has just black teeth, not a lot of detailed teeth like the decals, but it doesn't matter. I also forgot to mention that Shin Godzilla does have some, like throat a bit of troll detail, and I have other teeth sculpted in, which I didn't expect them to do it, but they didn't really have to add in the details for it, but they actually did. Same for the bottom mouth right here. There's just some details inside the mouth I forgot to show for Shin. But for Kiryu right here, you got lots of accessories, and it's basically his rail gun. I don't know what to call his weapons. This one you gotta make sure to plug in right here, and I should remove this to show the articulation later. Like, you need to make sure to plug the wire inside this small, very small hole, and this one is like, it's not very well secure, but for what it is, I can see they tried the hardest to engineer the weapon pack. Now this one Kiryu right here is the same articulation, I believe, except this one right here you can move up just slightly upwards because of the small hole right here for the jetpack to put in. Now the legs, the hip right here is like limited because the sculpt gets in the way, so you don't get much of that. It can bend this much at the knee, and the foot joint is basically the same with the arm right here. This one's going sideways, and the tail ball joint is just weird sculpt because it's like going downwards, but it's like needs you to move this all the way up for the tail. And this one I can't do much with the left and right. I only can do just turn around like this, so it is very limited, but what makes up for it is definitely the sculpt and the accessories you get. This is definitely a steal for me for $20 I spent for Kiryu. And you do get a drill hand right here. Now this one right here, I am a bit worried because this is how it's designed. It's like a small, like, how to say, the small connection right here for the joint, and this one right here, you push it, but it's like very deep, and pulling it out is almost like, I feel like if you constantly do it, it will definitely stress over time. So I wouldn't recommend doing it like too frequently or too much of doing this pulling in and out. But you do get the drill thing you can turn around, which is a nice steal. So yeah, it's definitely pretty good. Now, I'm saving the best for last, as I personally think it's one of the holy grails, and this is a big boy of the Ichiban Kuji Spinosaurus back in 2022, a sort of a lottery win price. It is such a big boy, and I unfortunately do have to pay for taxes, so this one was basically 55, but I had to pay for tax, which is 60. But this is just holy grail for my personal opinion, and it's such a big boy. Like, look at the details, and plus the sheer size of it. It's just, my goodness. It's actually might be a bit heavier and bigger than the Nanmu dinosaur statues at this point. And $60 is also a steal for me, because I've seen normally this price for this one that is so hard to find is like $100+. Well, this one I spent 60 at secondhand store, and sure, I do have a little bit of possibly some small scratches and scuffs on it, but I don't really care about that. What's more important is the sculpt work, and the paint job is pretty good from like this afar, and you won't even notice the scratch marks on it. And The jaw right here, I should say, it's a little bit loose for my taste, but it's not really a big deal because I can just fix it. Now it doesn't come, for what I've seen, it's supposed to come with the acrylic small stand to put on the elbow right here, which I don't know what is this for. And this pedal-like tail, like, just, it is too very curvy, which is not how dinosaurs tail works, but I guess the main reason it's made like this is because of shelf presence, because where the heck am I gonna put this dude? Because of how big he is. And I think it's for shelf space for the best for this tail right here. It's like kind of an epic pose while sure he has a pronated hand, and it is sort of looks accurate but not really to the real dinosaur. But yeah, so this is all of my Japan gifts I got, and I am tired from my voice of talking. It's because it's a very long day I had the Japan trip, and I got so many stuff, and it's worth actually, even though it's a lot, but it's quite worth because I just can't resist for such holy grails, especially the figures at discount prices and secondhand stores. They're just worth it. So yeah, this is all I have for today. So for more Cretaceous Breaks videos, leave a like, comment, and thanks for watching.